Hello and welcome to my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Make sure to subscribe for more daily Yu-Gi-Oh content. So today we're looking at some brand new cards that are coming out of Yu-Gi-Oh Rush Duels, and these are supporting Roa's new Royal Demons. The first one is Royal Demons No Wave. It's a level 7 light attribute fiend type normal monster with 0 attack and 2600 defense. Its flavor text is a bizarre demonic devil who serves the king. It absorbs every sound and repels every attack. What I find interesting about this card is it's a level 7 with high defense and no attack to it. I think how Roa likes to play his deck is that it can actually add its defense to its attack. Very much similar to something like a Shield and Sword, but a little bit different. And so I think using that type of effect, you can actually make this a 2600 attack monster for the turn. It does mention here that No Wave is a music and art style that emerged briefly in New York during the late 1970s, so that's probably where the naming came from. Royal Demons Death Doom is obviously the new boss monster. It's a level 8 light attribute fiend type effect monster, 2500 attack and 2000 defense. The requirement: you can activate during the turn you attributed 2 monsters that are level 7 or higher fiend type to normal summon this card. The effect is to destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls and inflict damage times 100 to your opponent times the total original levels of the monsters destroyed by this effect. So essentially what this card does is it wipes out all of your opponent's monsters, and you can be inflicting over 2000 points of damage if they've got level 6 or higher. But if they've got weak monsters, then you're doing probably about 1000 or so points of damage. Not particularly that useful, and 1000 points of burn damage you can do with more basic cards that are already in Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duels. And the condition to meet for this is just quite useless. You have to have attributed level 7 or higher monsters to bring this out to use that effect. It's just... So you're using 4 monsters. You're using 4 monsters just to bring out those level 7s. And then you're having to use those 2 monsters as well. So you're using 6 resources for a very minimalistic effect. Good luck making this an actual boss monster. I know Roa already has better than this than the original cards he has. And the final card is Royal Demons Live Arena. It's a field spell card, and the requirement: you can activate this card if your opponent controls 2 or more monsters. The effect: while this card is face up in the field zone, face-up monsters that are light attribute fiend types on the field cannot be destroyed by the effects of trap cards. Whilst I think this is a really good effect, and I know they have been pushing towards trap protection for various monsters, especially things with the maximum monsters, most of those have that kind of protection to their name. I don't like the idea that your opponent has to have 2 or more monsters on their field to just activate this card anyway. I think it should have been a little bit more free than that and just not have a requirement to it, or have a discard requirement rather than having to rely too heavily on your opponent having monsters on their field. Otherwise, you're essentially trying to weight them and bait them into a position where you can activate this. And they could, within a turn, just decide to just run over your monsters and beat you down anyway. You might be waiting on this card and it might be a dead draw.